Hi, everyone. As Leah said, my name is Dottie Townsend, and I'm with Imaginet Technologies. I'm responsible for sales training and development here at Imaginet, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us today to learn more about Autodesk's move to subscription. As many of you know, Autodesk has been transitioning to a subscription license model since 2015. The purchase of perpetual licenses ended almost 2 years ago. Subscription has changed how Autodesk delivers their software. Through connected services, it's changed how we receive extended capabilities and new functionality. Now, Autodesk believes that subscribing is the best way for customers like you to get the greatest value from their tools and technologies. Since June of 2017, customers with eligible products on maintenance have had the ability to easily switch to a subscription at the time of their maintenance plan renewal for a special loyalty price. So far, we've seen about 71% of Autodesk customers on maintenance take advantage of the move to subscription. So today's session is targeted to help customers currently with an active maintenance plan understand the move to subscription offer in order to make an educated business decision as their renewal date approaches. Let's talk about our agenda today. I'd like to cover clarifying the details of move to subscription offer. We'll discuss the understanding and kind of go through the benefits of subscription with Autodesk. Look at the product path, meaning looking at the options to move products from maintenance to subscription. We'll look at the move to subscription pricing model. We'll discuss the importance of your Autodesk account. And we'll talk a little bit about how Imaginet is supporting customers like you with expanded teams like our customer advocacy team, our renewal team, and our new support offerings. And then we'll wrap up with a Q&A. So who is the Autodesk move to subscription for? This offer is for Autodesk customers who have an active and upcoming renewal of their maintenance plan contract for perpetual licenses. As I mentioned earlier, Autodesk's way for customers to access their software is now term-based subscription. Excuse me. Autodesk wants their customers to have the best experience using Autodesk products. The move to subscription offer gives Autodesk customers the ability to switch the renewal of a maintenance plan contract over to subscription while at the same time saving money with predictable pricing and extended capabilities through industry collections. You will have the choice to move to subscription. However, when you move to subscription, you'll gain the benefit with better license administration, and in many cases, you'll enjoy more products with the same benefits you have with maintenance at a lower cost of entry. Now, I'll provide you with some examples in this presentation, but let's talk a little bit more about subscription benefits. Greater access means Autodesk updates or enhancements of a product or cloud service will be given to you as soon as they are available at no additional cost. One of your options is to switch to an industry collection. So when customers like you use 2 or more Autodesk products, subscribing to an industry collection will offer you the best value and savings. Autodesk has added very powerful software to each collection, giving customers more value. You'll also get the computing power of the cloud for creating, editing, analyzing, and sharing work. With these types of services, you can save time and money. Flexible control means that subscription offers you streamlined software management through your Autodesk account. The contract manager or software coordinator will have more control over managing users, like getting product updates and access to cloud services for rendering and simulation. Todd Stewart's with us today. Todd is our Solutions Center Manager, and he's going to talk in a few minutes about contract administration with Autodesk account, deploying subscription, as well as how to access our installation toolkit in our Productivity Now portal. He'll also be available for some questions at the end of this presentation. And jumping over to valuable insights, that means that you have the ability to pull usage reports from Autodesk accounts. Keep track of how users are spending cloud credits, for example. And because subscription offers you predictable and transparent subscription costs, it offers you the convenience of charging subscription costs annually to your projects. And now with a lower cost of entry, this will empower your company to access Autodesk software at a much lower cost. Now, you have options when switching from maintenance plan to subscription. Autodesk is making it really easy and cost-effective to get access to industry collections. Now, let's talk about your product path when moving to subscription. First, Autodesk has simplified the way they package your software, basically into 3 collections, giving customers the most essential set of design tools per industry. AEC Industry Collections is for building and civil plus construction. Product Design and Manufacturing Industry Collection for product and factory design. And last, Media and Entertainment Industry Collection, excuse me. Also, AutoCAD just isn't AutoCAD anymore. It's gotten even better with specialized tool sets for architecture, mechanical, and MEP, for example. You can switch an individual product, like an AutoCAD or a Revit or a Civil 3D or Inventor, that would be known as an individual product, that's on maintenance, to the same individual product. In some cases, you can switch it to an AutoCAD with specialized tool sets, but even better, you can switch them to industry collections. So if you currently have a design and creation suite on maintenance, that will switch over to a like collection. LT will switch over to LT. And you have term options, 1, 2, or 3 years when you switch, with the same access type as you did with perpetual license, be it either single user or multi-user, which used to be called standalone and network. Now reach out to your Imaginet account manager to check your perpetual product eligibility and discuss your options, because you do have options when you make the switch. Now we'll look at some examples. Now in this example, we're showing a customer with a Building Design Suite Premium on maintenance plan switching to an AEC collection. For customers switching before May 7th of 2019, they will pay a lower upfront price for the current year renewal and the following 2 years. Now here, the switch price for the subscription is going to be $1,130 per year, making the customer's 3-year investment $3,390. This is under the assumption that the contract is renewing on time. Now you can get pricing for 3 years either by renewing on time, excuse me, let me rephrase that. You can get pricing for 3 years when you renew on time, and the option is you can do 3 one-year terms or 1 3-year term. It's really your choice. Now you can see in this example, when we stay on maintenance with the expected price increases, we'll be looking at a 3-year investment of $4,025 as opposed to the $3,390. Again, your Imaginet account manager has the same tools to build out a report just like this based on your individual software and needs. Also, I just want to note that for any government folks that are on the phone, this is based on commercial pricing. So if you're looking for something that's government pricing, please reach out to your government account executive. Now in this example, in the past, with the perpetual license model, when you wanted or needed to move to a higher value product, you were paying a cross-grade fee, in addition to the increase on the maintenance plan cost. However, Autodesk is giving you the opportunity at the time that you switch to move to a higher value collection without paying a cross-grade fee. So in this example, we are comparing the cost to switch an AutoCAD to an AutoCAD. And if you're noticing here, AutoCAD now is specialized with the specialized tool set. Remember, it got better, so AutoCAD to AutoCAD compared to an AutoCAD to an AEC collection. Now, the customer advantage of moving to a collection is acquiring the additional software tools like Revit or Civil 3D, InfoWorks, which is a BIM engineering platform for planning, design, and analysis. Recap Pro is for reality capture, and Navisworks manages for design review. And these are just a few additional software tools that are inside of the AEC collection. Now, the difference in the move to industry collection is $510 now. But remember, there's no cross-grade fee like we had with perpetual licenses. Additionally, this customer would be maximizing the switch because if they switched just to AutoCAD with specialized tools and then, say, down the road needed another tool like Revit or something else inside of the collection, they would not have the ability to leverage the investment that they made originally in that maintenance and perpetual license. They would need to do a new subscription, and a new subscription is considerably higher. So as you can see, the point I'm trying to make here is that it's really a good opportunity to look at your software needs today, as well as what you may need in the future, stay ahead of your business, and take advantage of this switch offer to move to a standard set of design tools with the collections when you switch from maintenance plan to subscription. Now let's talk a little bit more about what we see with maintenance to subscription pricing. What's the difference between secure pricing and special ongoing discounting pricing when referring to this offer? So the key date is going to be May 7th for each year. And Autodesk initial switch pricing, once that's ended on May 6th of 2021, Autodesk has mapped out the discount pricing, which has been predicted with predictable increases through the year 2028. So again, the earlier you switch, the lower the price will be. So our next key date is going to be May 7th, 2019. And at that time, maintenance plan will increase 20% over last year. And the move to subscription will increase 5% over last year. So it's important to know that if you switch before May 7th of 2019, you will pay a lower price up front for the current year and the following 2 years until May 6th of 2021. Also, again, as long as you renew on time, you can continue with special ongoing loyalty pricing that has predictable increases over the next several years till 2028. So the switch loyalty price will always be lower than maintenance plan pricing and far below the cost of a new subscription. Now, a few other considerations to note, and I mentioned this before. The term you choose, whether it be a 1-year, 2-year, or 3-year term, will remain the same moving forward to continue with the special loyalty pricing. So what that means is if your maintenance contract comes up for renewal and you decide to switch, and you switch for 1 year, then you are committing to a 1-year renewal cycle moving forward. If your maintenance plan comes up for renewal and you switch and you decide to switch for 3 years, then you'll be committed to a 3-year renewal cycle moving forward. Also remember that you have one chance to make the switch. So when you do your initial switch from maintenance to subscription, you have to decide if you're going to do the same individual product or take advantage of the move to collections and get the additional tools. And also your deployments won't change. So if your perpetual licenses were standalone, they're going to switch over to what we call single user or named user now. If they were network, they're going to switch over to network or multi-user. And on-time renewals will be very, very important. It's going to be key. And we're here to help you. We have a customer advocate team a dedicated renewal team, as I mentioned. We've expanded our services in order to help make sure that our customers are renewing on time. So let's recap the highlights. At the time of the switch, you have the ability to move to industry collections without a cost grade fee. Beyond May 7th of 2021 and until 2028, there will be approximately a 5% increase every other year. So the sooner you switch, the greater the savings. Switch renewals will continue to renew at the special loyalty pricing, which will always be lower than maintenance plan and much lower than a new license. I'd also like to remind you that there is not a grace period for renewals. So if a maintenance contract expires, the benefits, for example, like using a previous release, would stop, and a new subscription would need to be purchased if you needed to get to a current release. With subscription, when the contract expires, the software program will no longer be available to the user. Now, there's no mandate that you switch, but subscription is the future. It's where companies like Autodesk are focusing to help their customers like you adopt the future of making things and have better ways to share and create design data and information. It's become the new normal in our lives. Prime example is the way we watch TV, movies, and listen to music now. So we encourage you to explore your options and make this a business decision, not totally on pricing, and we're here to help. So some of the things that I'd like to share with you, if you do go ahead and make the decision to switch, is that a new contract would start the day after your maintenance contract expires. Autodesk will issue a new contract number with new serial numbers for your products. Your licenses will then assume the terms and conditions of term-based subscription, and we will have one of our customer advocates reach out to you, answer questions, and walk you through what you need to do to get ready for your Autodesk account if necessary. So we're prepared to help you make the best business decision for your company, as well as educate you on your options to switch. We would like the opportunity to help you better understand industry collections and some of the newer software tools to help you be more efficient and more productive. This license model switch is a really good time to evaluate your business and start preparing for what's next. Switching to subscription will have some changes in the way you manage your Autodesk contract and account. We're prepared to help you with those changes in deploying software, assigning users, and much more. And in a few minutes, I think on the next slide, Todd is going to go ahead and help you understand some of our new support offerings and how you can manage licenses for your Autodesk account. So Todd, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you, Dottie, and welcome everyone. I want to first thank you for attending today, and really what we have done is made our offering very simple for our Solution Center and our help desk for the Autodesk software. And what we have are three basic plans. One is the complete for our smaller to mid-sized customers, and the complete and assurance plans include access to all of our e-learning from Ascent and the Eagle Point video series, along with additional workflows and papers and knowledge base articles. So everything that you would have, have in a ability to do ongoing learning and professional development, along with backed by our help desk here at Imagine. And so that's sold as an enterprise. It is based on the number of Autodesk software users in the company. And then as you go forward, if you're growing or you have a larger organization, let's say you have more than 40 users, then you're able to look at our assurance plan, which includes everything, the e-learning and the support like the complete, but it also gives you the ability to do more customization and build your own workflows or your own learning path in the portal and be able to really tailor that for how you do things. It also includes a annual or biannual audit or client utilization service that really just kind of helps you get your licenses in order. If you're looking for just a safety net, maybe when you need us, there's flex time available where you can purchase a couple hours or 20 hours and really call us when you need us. And that's our flex time as a safety net. Dottie? I wanted to also show you, it is a simplified user interface. It does allow for company branding and a unified search. This really is huge, where you get what you need when you need it. You search and you can filter that information from the courses, the videos, the cheat sheets, and all the workflows. It's really great for sharing between groups of users with the work groups, and you can assign the e-learning paths with a due date. There are dashboards and there's reporting as always. We have the integrated support where you can chat, send us an email, do live telephone call. The in-app functionality, there is a plugin that lets you interact better and even take the courses or content offline and go on an airplane and study. Again, with the assurance plan, you get the customization of content and your processes along with user administration. So it's really nice. It has a lot of great new functionality. We've worked hard to transition into a much more robust platform, and we're excited about it. Dottie, go ahead. I want to switch over to the Autodesk account site. This site is in the middle of transitioning to a new web version. There are additional features and functionality. They are moving from a software coordinators and a contract manager to multiple admins. Also, this is where you're able to download, see your software, download it, and get your serial numbers. The serial numbers are, looking to, maybe, I guess, depending on the type of software you're purchasing, they're not going to be there much longer possibly, but right now they are, and so that's where you'll find them. You can filter and add your users in this site, along with if you are looking for, there's something like a bug with the software or something wrong with it, then you can submit cases and have Autodesk look at, providing a service pack or an update. Dottie? There was a question in the chat, and this hopefully will help you understand this, is that in previous years you had standalone and network type licensing. With the subscription model, they now have changed the standalone to a single user, named user model. So you will put the user into the Autodesk accounts website and assign the license to them. So when they install or they launch the software, they will sign in and we'll give them that license. They can disconnect from the network for up to 30 days, or from the internet, I should say, and be able to work offline at a job site or somewhere in a black area, but it's absolutely fine, and then they need to reconnect every 30 days to verify the license. The admins or software coordinator manager are able to do that, adding and removing or moving of people in and out as they enter or exit the company. You can manage all that. The named user on a single user model will be able to see the download and the serial number so they can install it on the website, and the extras like the cloud services. The multi-user model, that's the one that's still the network license type. It's a floating license, so if you have one license, then you have one concurrent user, and that license is verified via the license manager internally. So if you have no internet access in a high security area, then a multi-user is really your answer. The contract manager or the software coordinators can create the license file from the account site, and the option to call if you need for the Autodesk registration line. One thing that I really want to make sure is that if you are in a high security, no internet area, this is the one that you need for no outside internet required. Dottie, do you want to talk about the migration path?
Sure. So, as I mentioned earlier, for customers who have the deployment set as standalone for their perpetual licenses, when they switch over, they will switch for the special loyalty pricing to a named user deployment. Same goes with network to what we now refer to as multi-user. However, if there is a need to change the deployment, the ability to make that switch is not available, and if you would need to make a deployment change, it would have to be a new subscription. Okay? So I think we're ready to go into our Q&A. We hit all the highlights. I know that we have folks sending us questions through the chat. I believe Leah is going to read those off, and we'll try to answer those in the remaining time that we have. We also, I'm going to put up here our customer advocacy contact information. In the event that you may think of something outside of this presentation today and want to reach out to us, you can certainly contact our customer advocate, or you can reach out to your account manager, government, or commercial account manager. So Leah, what kind of questions might we have today?
Perfect. So the first question I see that we have is from Larry. We have a mix of standalone and network licenses. We would like the standalones as we have dedicated drafters who use those. Is there a way to dedicate those licenses to drafters only so they are not without licenses due to availability? That one's for Todd.
You might be on mute, Todd.
I was looking at the question, you can't unmute. So the answer I did put in there was a simple one, is yes, you can. And you can do it either with the standalone or the single user, where you assign that user, as we said, in the account site, and they're the only ones who have it. Or in the network license or the multi-user, you've always been able to implement an options file where you can reserve or do different things to manage the license in a group of users or a user for reserving them, so both you can.
Great, thanks, Todd. The next question we have is, can we deploy updates through a network to multiple locations? Again, for you.
Yeah, and basically it's based on your infrastructure. You really can do it today. As long as the updates aren't really large, then they do work over a wide area network. Otherwise, you can utilize any kind of pusher, like SCCM or Altiris or PDQ to do that, as well as install the software. But yeah, I mean, the smaller updates, they work well on installing all over.
Great, thanks, Todd. Dottie, this one would be for you. Is the 5 to 10% discount only applied on the maintenance contract?
So, no. Let's make sure I understand the question. It's not a discount that is applied. So the switch to subscription is an offer for maintenance plan customers to move over and adopt this new term-based subscription licensing. The pricing that we're talking about is discounted from a new seat of subscription. So in other words, what Autodesk is doing is they are incrementally increasing the price of maintenance renewals. The first year of this transition was a 5% increase in maintenance plan across all their products. Last year, Autodesk increased the price to renew by 10% more than the previous 5, and coming up in May of 2019, we're going to see another 20% increase in the cost of maintenance. Now, as those maintenance prices are rising, the cost to switch over is also increasing, but at a lower rate, 5% each year. So what we're seeing is basically you're switching over for a cost that would be less than what you would pay if you were going to renew your maintenance. And the cost to switch is also much lower than if you were to subscribe new to an Autodesk product today. I hope that answers your question.
That's great. Thanks, Dottie. The last question that I see that we have here is for Todd. Is standalone licensing going to be unavailable at some point?
Well, Dottie could answer as well, but it is not available now. You cannot buy a standalone license.
Okay, fantastic. Go ahead.
So the terminology and the deployment now for subscription is what they call single or named user. And in my simple terms of understanding this, we have the license now that is following a user, and that user is accessing that license based on a unique sign-on. Whereas before, under the perpetual license model, that license was really attached to a machine, to the PC. So it was this way, you know, we were talking about better experience, mobile experience, accessing that license from multiple locations when it's installed by using a unique sign-in. Was that a good explanation, Todd?
That is perfect. Yes, defining the difference is very important.
Okay, great. I have one more question. You said that multi-user licenses do not need the internet, and that they would be what we want if we have the users in a secure lab without internet access. Can you explain that again?
Yes, the license server is internal to your network, so it can be inside your firewall, because a lot of the labs or the secure areas, they do have an internal network so users can work together, but they have no access to internet. And that's where that situation would work. Or if in the case that you have one machine, you could put the license server on the same one as the machine running the software. It could be done.
Okay, great. Thanks, Todd. I'm not seeing any more questions at this time, so let's just give it a second here.
Well, again, for those of you that are on the call, please take note of this contact information on this last slide. Your Imaginet account representative has access to all the tools that I used in my examples today. So based on your unique license, not usage, but I guess ownership would be a better example. Based on what you currently have on contract with maintenance plan, they have the ability to build out reports and help you understand what that looks like moving forward. And, more importantly is, this is a really, really good time because you only have one choice to switch to a collection now. And this is the path that Autodesk is taking. And for customers that are using the tools and aligning with what they're doing, you're basically going to get a nice toolbox of tools that handle, the industry that you would be subscribing to, most common challenges. There's a lot of great things inside of there. And even if you're only using one or two now, I encourage you to reach out. We have webcasts that we run regularly to help you understand what some of these different pieces of software are inside the collection. We have a phenomenal technical staff on hand to work with your account manager and help you understand what tools might benefit you. So this is a really good time to just kind of step back and reevaluate your design tools and make the most of what this offer can give you. We appreciate you attending today, and I think Leah will be placing a recording of this up on our website within a couple of days, so if anybody needs to go back and review it, or if there's somebody else in your company or on your team that you'd like to hear it, it will be available.
Definitely. So as Dottie said, I will have the recording up for the webcast in the next few days. Also, I will be sending out follow-up emails to everybody who did register, whether you attended or not, with the link to the recording. Until then, since we have no more questions, thank you so much to Dottie and Todd for presenting today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to the details on the screen, and your customer advocate will be more than happy to help you and go through a specific